Alright, hello everyone, and Merry Christmas. I thought that, since it is Christmas, I would change my scenery and get some, Christmas tree action going on. So, I had nothing better to do when I'm out with family, so I thought I'll make a video. Let's not mind my hair. I know it's crazy, but yes. So I just watched, well, not just watched, but yesterday I watched the Steven Universe Familiar episode. I love Steven Universe. If you saw the Voltron review video, then you saw that I love Steven Universe. And I decided I'd go ahead and review it, or say my thoughts about it. So I have my phone here again for notes. Okay. So when the episode opens up, there's the little rock people, and they're so cute to me. They're so cute. The little pebbles. I find it interesting that they come from what looked like Steven's tears into that bowl of rocks, and made them into the little rock people. They were really cute. It was interesting how they knew it was pink just by the word thank you. As soon as Steven said thank you, they're like, oh, it's pink, it's pink. The fact that just say thank you made them remember, or know that it was pink diamond. It was pretty interesting. I found it also interesting how they hid whenever anybody else came in the room. So it's they were only for pink, but they were really cute. And in the song, in the Familiar song, I love their little pitch-ins, the high pitch. We'll get into that later though. Alright. I also liked the pink lasagna bit. I know, it was a good bit to me because they're always trying to figure out what to call him, and he's like, call me lasagna, and then Pearl's little pitch and stop it, you're gonna break him. I like that. That was really good to me. Let's see. Oh, so something else that I found interesting, I guess, was this episode. Okay, in previous episodes, people were viewing Pink as kind of Yellow and Blue's daughter, and then White, the head of all of them. But I think this episode kind of got more of a dynamic of Pink being the younger sister, not this child. It was more they're more mature than her and responsible for her, but not in a daughter type of way, in a that's my younger sister, I gotta look out kind of way. Because it's that all we ever saw was that flashback of, Pink running around being a brat, and, and Yellow just kind of brushing her off because she was busy at the time. And I saw it more as a, big brother, big sister, little sister type of dynamic in this episode, especially in the extraction chamber with Yellow, when Steven was in the extraction chamber, and Yellow seemed jealous that Steven got to see White just for messing up. The way she was talking, it seemed you got to see her just because you messed up, and it was really you could see the jealousy, and it was kind of a sister type of moment, talking about their mother, not a mother-daughter talking about their mother. If that makes sense. Let's see. Oh, I found it really interesting that, I keep using interesting, I know, but Blue was the first to call Steven, and of course she went back and she was like, Steven? Pink, you're such a, she called him Pink, but she was the first one to call him Steven, and Steven was actually shocked to be called Steven. And I think it just shows, Blue's, I guess, what is it, empathy, I guess, but the fact that she actually, took the time to at least try and call her Steven. I think that was actually, it showed that Blue was actually trying, And I don't know, I feel like they actually did genuinely miss Pink Diamond. I think that I don't see you know, it's like hard for me to figure out why Pink wanted to leave and like start this big rebellion. Like it doesn't really make sense to me. Like in the flashback about, you know, when Pink was being a brat and Yellow was just kind of brushing her off, it made more sense. But looking at this, I mean, the freaking whole episode was about how it's kind of the same dynamic as Steven in the Crystal Gems in the earlier seasons. And it's weird to me that she, rather than trying to fix it like Steven did, she went off and started a rebellion and essentially killed herself. Because that's what technically what she did. She didn't actually die, but it never, like, you know, So I don't understand. It's becoming hard for me to understand that because their dynamic doesn't seem, you know, toxic or anything. It doesn't seem like something that she felt like stuck or something, you know? It seemed pretty okay, actually. I mean, from what we see now, I mean, of course she couldn't do everything the big diamonds could do, yellow, blue, and white, I mean. But that's because she, you know, was clearly more immature and probably newer and younger. So I hope that they go more in detail of the bad things that made her want to leave. Maybe they'll unfold that at the ball or something. Who knows? Let's see. Oh, the song. Taking notes for the song. Okay. So the song we got before that was the Let's Only Think About Love wedding song. That song to me was okay. It was one of the less memorable of Steven Universe. Because me, I'm a big music person. And I'm going to just say it now. Every single song except for the Think About Love one, I know by heart. Like, all of them. Even, like, little short ones or, like, anything. Like, any song in Steven Universe, I freaking know and I freaking love. The only Thing About Love one, I know it's probably an unpopular opinion, but it was just okay to me. But the Familiar, oh, man, that is one of my favorites. Now, it's not, you know, of course It's Over Isn't It is my favorite, because, whoo, that's a freaking Broadway piece right there. But, I mean, Familiar is pretty dang high up there. It's so good. I love that Steven's voice is deeper, and it's like one of the less happy songs, but I just love it, and I love the little pebbles, like, high-pitchedness. It kind of, like, works with Steven's lower voice, and it's like, it's just so good. I love it so much. I've been like, it's stuck in my head now, and I love that song so much. It was a really good song. And I like how it like unfolded the fact where he's like, you know, this is literally me. Like, I literally did this stuff. Like, I know how to do this. Like, I already did it, you know. I liked that song. I liked that piece. I think it went really well with the tone of the episode, and I just think it was really good. All right. Oh, Pearl. I made a thing about Pearl. She seemed weirdly okay with this whole thing. You know? And, like, I get that she, you know, in that one episode, she really wanted to get Steven back to Homeworld. Like, they built that freaking rocket, and she was, like, dead set on getting back to Homeworld. So, clearly she did miss it. But it's like she just, I don't want to say hasn't addressed anything, but she's just weirdly okay with it. Like, when she comes in, and she's like, I came here to bring your stuff, and they consider me one of your things. It's like she's fought for so long to not be considered a thing, and then she just comes in to Steven, and she's like, yeah, they consider me one of your things. It's cool. You know, it's a little bit like, especially in that one episode where they broke into the zoo, where she made like such a like big deal about it. She's like, I forget what she said. I'm pretty sure it's the like name of the episode, but I can't remember what she said. But you know, and then like when Bismuth came back, she's like, who do you belong to? And she's like, no one. Like, she's so like about her independence for her to just kind of be like, yeah, they think I'm one of your things, but like, let's throw a party. You know, it's kind of like, she could have said something about it. Even the way she said it was just kind of like, it wasn't like, and they consider me one of your things. It's just like, yeah, and they consider me one of your things, but that's cool. You know, like, it wasn't that much. But she just was weirdly okay with the whole situation. And it's like, she was just back into it. And she's like, it was a little, I don't know, I found that weird. All right, now to wrap up to the end. So I really liked this episode because I think it does a really good job of just the whole thing about how filler episodes don't exist. Because I'm sure before that episode, if I were to go back and watch Breakfast Buds or Breakfast Together or the one about the Together Breakfast, that if I were to go back and watch that episode, then it'd just be a filler. I'd be like, oh yeah, this is just a filler. He wants them to all have breakfast together because they're all busy, and yeah, great, cool. But this episode just kind of shows that those fillers of like Steven trying to get to know the gyms and trying to get to hang out with the gyms and go on missions and stuff, it shows that those like meant something, and like now he's gonna use that in order to get the diamonds together, and it brings the show into like a full like circle, it brings it together, and I think that the show does a really good job of like making you feel a sense of satisfaction for getting through that first season and watching those first episodes, because it's like, oh, you're right, it's just like him. Like, they've gone through so much that I think we start to forget those first few seasons where he was like all like weird and like, I'm a gym too, and all that stuff. It's like it brings it into full circle, and I love that. It's like, it makes me happy to watch Steven Universe. It really does, because all the callbacks and all the like plot points that are actually closed and settled, and like all of the freaking fillers that like come into the actual plot, it's such a good show, and I just think I just love this show. I love this show so much. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the new Steven Universe. I'm gonna go get up and I'm gonna turn the camera off now. It's gonna be really weird, but that's fine.